According to a study published by CBS News, most Americans believe in some kind of psychic phenomena, and 16% say that they themselves have experienced some kind of psychic ability. Why? I've never believed in telekinesis or any kind of psychic ability really, but lately I've been getting so many TikToks on my For You page about how it's actually really easy to just start moving objects with your mind. Like this one, how to do telekinesis. Just start out by rubbing your hands together. This helps you to feel the energy. It also helps you to create an evil little scheme. Then start practicing on some socks, move on to some heavier objects, and as long as you keep your hands looking like all of your fingers are broken, you'll be slamming doors in no time. There's also this one where apparently all you have to do is imagine your hands are magnets and you can rotate a piece of paper on a pin. And sure, these TikToks are pretty easy to fake, or maybe there's some other kind of scientific explanation for what's going on. But here's where I'm confused. Here's the rub, so to speak. The no-handed psychic rub. Some people are commenting on these TikToks that they have found these tutorials genuinely useful. It moved, and I got really scared. Same. Bro, it works. Help. And it is kind of hilarious that it seems to be working, but also has the unintended side effect of making you terrified about it. That's something a lot of people don't think about, is that if you found out you had like superpowers, it would genuinely freak you out. I'm imagining one of these people who commented this going on to become like an insanely powerful wizard, but the whole time they're like, oh, what is going on? Oh, this is so scary. I wish I would stop doing this shit. Anyway, I got so weirded out by this that I started looking on YouTube for longer, more in-depth tutorials on how to do telekinesis. Like this one called Real Telekinesis Training. Because like TikTok, you can't really trust. You kind of expect people to be trolling on there. But on these videos, there are even more positive comments. You're right, it works. It does? Thank you so much for the video. It really helped. It did? How? They watched this one video and they were like, oh, okay, cool. I get it. I'm psychic now. I am typing this comment with my mind, and I just blew up a baby bird in my backyard. The more I look into it, the more confused I get. I don't believe in telekinesis, but there seems to be a pretty sizable group of people that think that it's real, and they can do it. And are doing it. So basically with this video, I want to find out what the hell is going on. There's a lot of telekinesis content out there on TikTok and YouTube and other websites. Is any of it real? And if so, can I do it? Because if I can, honestly, I'm gonna be pissed off. I would be so confused. That wouldn't make any sense. I would be the most confused and pissed off warlock the world has ever seen. Okay, so I think if we're gonna figure this out, the first thing we have to do is start with the basics. So we've got those first two TikToks that seem pretty easy and straightforward. And then there's this girl on YouTube, Guide of Limitless Truth, who has a bunch of telekinesis tutorials. So I'm just gonna check out her channel and see what she suggests.
There is no right or wrong way of doing telekinesis. All techniques I use them intuitively. I just do what feels right at the moment. Before you start
Whoa! Okay. Before you start practicing telekinesis or any other form of manipulation, ask yourself first, why do you want to do it? I guess for one, I want to see if it works. And two, I don't know, it'd be kind of cool. I feel like it's something that would maybe make me special. You know, if I'm like the only one of my friends that can do this, it might be a little bit of an ego boost.
I do not support the idea of doing it for an ego boost.
No, dude. Okay, fine, I'll pick a different reason. I guess I'm sort of just dicking around. I'm just sort of goofing around a little bit. Is that a good reason? Telekinesis is not a superpower or anything supernatural. Well, I kind of feel like it is. Anyone can do it. That's good. And it does not make you better or more special. Oh my God, dude, how much of a disclaimer do we have to read? Holy cow. If you practice or you plan on practicing it, do it for the right reason. Don't use telekinesis as a tool to fill your insecurities or as a way to think that you are better or more special than other people around you. Holy shit, dude. I like that all of this introductory stuff is about not using telekinesis to fill your insecurities. I do kind of feel like that's not a good sign for how good at telekinesis you can become. If there were people out there that were like really good at telekinesis, this disclaimer would probably be something more like, do not use telekinesis to blow up school buses. You guys have to stop getting revenge with telekinesis, okay? I know it's fun to make your principal do unlimited backflips, but that does not mean you should. In another video, she explains that the reason we can move things with our mind is because everything is connected.
Either way, we are always connected with everything around us. Even temperature, like God, everything affects us.
We're not individuals, but rather we are all part of something bigger. We're all part of the universe, and so we're connected in that way. So it only makes sense that we can influence anything else in the universe.
So let's connect to the universe.
So I want to test these in a particular order. I'm going to test the one that I think is least likely to work first, and then work my way up to the most plausible one. So let's start with this one. How to do telekinesis. Start by rubbing your hands together to feel the energy. Okay, she's like rubbing it, and then, oh, okay, she's kind of going like this too, to see if she can feel the energy. All right, let's go. Okay. It is making my hands kind of tingly to do this, and then hold them like this. Maybe that's the energy. I'm making each hand tingle with the other. Soon I'll be making my socks tingle.
Get a light object like socks and try to think of the item as a part of your body that can move.
It's actually a lot easier if you keep your sock on your foot. That way it still is a part of your body. Then it's really easy to move. Ah, boing, boing. Okay. Here's my sock.
Think of the object as part of your body.
Okay. Go! You know how you shout at your body? Go! Okay, and then she lists a bunch of other steps, like moving on to heavier objects like stone, and then finally she shuts a door. Don't really think I can move on to those until I move this sock, so let's give this another go. Feel the energy. I don't know why it's this motion, like you're opening a doorknob. Shouldn't it be like, go, get out of here. Dude, PU. Stinky sock. Okay, the sock's going back on my foot.
How to practice telekinesis, or moving matter with your mind. All you need is a small piece of paper like a post-it note, an eraser, and a needle.
Okay, so I went out and I got a needle. I actually got a whole bunch. And then I'm gonna stick it into this piece of foam. Oh, foam everywhere. What the hell? Look at all this foam, dude. Perfect. Okay, now I just plop this on here. Hey, needle's not long enough. Oh no! What do I do?
How long was her freaking needle, dude?
Oh yeah, she's got a really long needle.
Well, she didn't say that.
She didn't say make sure you pick the longest needle you've ever seen. Okay, good thing I bought multiple needles. Maybe I can tape two of them together. Make a super needle. Okay, I feel like I did that really poorly, so it's not necessarily gonna be the sturdiest thing or the prettiest thing. But hey, if I'm doing literal telekinesis, then, you know, can't complain. All right, let's put it on now. There we go. Perfect. Make sure there's no airflow. Well, there's always gonna be some airflow. Look, hey, that thing moved. There's always gonna be some airflow. Did that move because of my breath? I think it moved because I laughed. I went, oh. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Now I see why the airflow thing is so important. Focus on a corner of the paper. Okay. It's moving again. I feel like it moves every time I talk. I'm manifesting it moving. Paper move, go, paper go. Stare at it for a while. Become one with the object. Okay, you and me, object, we're about to become one. Okay, I think we're pretty much one. Okay, imagine your hands are magnets, and then she just goes. Let's give it a shot. I'm gonna imagine my hands are magnets. Whoa! Yo, dude, I'm fucking psychic. My theory here is that my hands are heating up the air next to it, and heat, you know, changes like the air current, because cold air rushes to hot air or something. It's like why tornadoes form, right? I think I almost made a tornado is what I'm trying to say. I gotta be careful. To test my theory that it's just heat, I'm gonna do the same thing again, imagining my hands are magnets, making the shit move, but this time I'm gonna be wearing gloves. These gloves are nice winter gloves that keep my hands nice and toasty in the winter, so heat should be not transferring through the gloves, okay? And I'm gonna hold my breath too. Can't hold my breath for that long. Well, it didn't move at all. I mean, like, so it kind of seems like it might have been
Might have been the heat from my hands.
Also, having my hands in gloves and going like this with them makes me feel like I'm murdering somebody.
Okay, lastly, I'm gonna be following that girl's YouTube video
Where she was moving foil with her mind.
I chose to do this one last because I'm most confident it's going to work because it's 100% just air. I am 100% confident that it is, yeah, 100% just air. It is kind of fun though. It actually does make you feel kind of sick, dude, honestly. Okay, well, I guess that's that. It's just air. Crazy. Okay, so that obviously did not work. I guess in a way I probably should have known. This video I watched where this girl can only move a piece of foil is from 2 years ago. And as of 5 months ago, she can now move 2 pieces of foil. Sometimes. So even if there is something supernatural there, something that's more than meets the eye, it's probably gonna take a little longer than the 20 minutes I had allotted to figure it out. I am coming away from trying those feeling kind of bad though. Like, I don't think that this girl is purposely trying to misinform people. I don't think she knows it's all fake. I think someone probably convinced her that this is telekinesis and that if you just keep practicing, you're gonna get better at it. Anyways, I was gonna give up on this entirely until I found this series called Superhuman on a streaming service for insane people called Gaia. Gaia hosts a bunch of conspiracy content, shows about alternative health, ghosts, aliens, that are made to look like your average educational documentary that you would find on like the History Channel. In Superhuman, they explore the limits of the human mind. They talk to researchers who are well versed in the field of telekinesis, or as they call it in this show for some reason, psychokinesis.
PK is short for psychokinesis. It is the ability to move a physical object without physical contact.
I don't know why they rebranded telekinesis to sound even more insane. This is not getting more people on board. No, guys, I don't believe in telekinesis, okay? I believe in wacky kinesis. To show off how psycho her kinesis can be, the host of this show, Caroline, takes her friend Rachel to meet with a psychokinesis practitioner, Sean.
It is a meditation process in itself, in the way if you're too tense, it stops moving. When you relax, it starts moving again. If you don't give it enough time, it doesn't work. If you let go, it works.
So I'm immediately getting the same vibe that I got from that YouTuber, where it feels like he wants it to be real so bad that he's just like making up reasons why sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
If you're too tense, it stops moving. When you relax, it starts moving again.
Yeah, sometimes I have trouble getting the foil to move, but that's just because I care too much. It freaks the foil out. He does his little presentation and the foil won't move. He's like, no, the foil hates me. I knew it. The foil fucking hates me.
And mine just started responding too, so I think we're sharing a field now.
Oh my god, he and Rachel are sharing a field? It's the most romantic thing I've ever heard, dude. Is there something going on between Sean and Rachel? Caroline's over there by herself with her thing, like, yeah guys, I think I'm in the field too. Mine's moving. Sean's like, no, you're not. You're in your own field, all right? Me and Rachel are in a field together.
I was wondering if I'm here, if I'll have more ability.
Sure, keep going.
Sure, go for it. It's all fake anyway, so do whatever you want. I just feel like if this dude Sean has been at it for years, and the best he can do is move foil sometimes, but he can't even figure out like why it moves, then even if psychokinesis is real, it's just not good. How about that? Yeah, here's a new take actually. Psychokinesis is real, it just sucks. Okay, but here's where things get even crazier. Here's where the real shit starts, all right? Here's where Caroline travels to the UK to meet with an exceptional group of young children.
First stop is in the UK, where we encounter children who are using blindfolds to access their superhuman abilities.
What do you mean you just encountered them? You just find these kids?
And now tell me what's on this card.
Tiger.
Isabella, what is the shape and color of this stone?
Kind of like a circle, and it's not really, it's kind of like see-through.
That's right. There's a school in England where children are learning to see while blindfolded. They can make out shapes while blindfolded. They can read with the blindfold on. They can even dodge cones with a blindfold on. And it's not just in the UK actually. There's another school in Utah that teaches kids how to do all sorts of things blindfolded. But in this school, the instructor is wearing a karate uniform for some reason. Are they also fighting the kids blindfolded? That seems kind of fucked up. The instructor's never even blindfolded. Seems unfair.
Orange, blue, green.
Yeah. 8 of clubs, 10 of diamonds, 5 of hearts.
All this seems insane to me. I mean, it definitely gives you pause. You're kind of like, wait, Is this real? Because it's like, sure, they might be able to like memorize the book and then just recite it from memory. That's how they're doing that. But then like, how are they like hopping through obstacle courses? How are they navigating stores with the blindfold on?
How about the grilled chicken and sausage gumbo?
Finally, I can use my mind's eye to locate the chicken gumbo. But then you kind of start to notice that there's something very similar going on in each one of these lessons. Something very subtle. A tiny little baby head tilt that almost makes it seem like maybe they're just seeing through the bottom of the blindfold.
Harry, do I need to come closer?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, I'll come closer for you. What does it look like? I'll come closer.
It's like an owl.
It is an owl. Fabulous.
So why would she need to come closer if he's just like perceiving it with his mind? So I'm like 90% sure this is what's going on here. In fact, I'm 95% sure. In fact, I'm 100% sure. So I don't know if the kids have just been sworn to secrecy, like they know it's all fake, and the woman who runs the school is just like making sure they keep the secret to the point where even the parents think it's real, or if she's somehow convinced the kids that they really do have this superpower, and that what they're seeing through the bottom of the blindfold is just like what's in their mind's eye. But there's definitely some insane manipulation going on here, some crazy lies, which makes what happens next in the Gaia show even more fucked up.
My longtime friend Kim, who at the age of 33 discovered she suffered from a rare genetic macular disease. While her condition is medically impossible to cure, Kim was willing to defy the odds and potentially try to regain her perfect eyesight.
They got this woman who is going blind and convince her that she's gonna be able to see without her vision. The narrator said she could regain her perfect eyesight. They are wasting this poor sweet woman's time and getting her hopes up for no reason, dude. This is so mean. And the tests they have her do to regain her vision are so dumb.
Here. Oh, here is red.
It's working.
That seems like it's blue.
She is doing everything in her power to try to get that blue light to reflect into the goggles. Why would she need to put it all around her head to use telekinesis? In the next clip, she's like sliding the paper into the blindfold. I think it's blue. But hey guys, the results speak for themselves. Look how far she comes in just a few short sessions.
Green.
Excellent.
Looks like pinky red, magenta, whatever. Pinkish red.
Dude, huh? She's not even holding up the paper until she guesses it.
Green.
Excellent.
This is so mean. It just feels like a mean prank, dude. Leave this woman alone. So I've noticed from a lot of these different clips in these different schools, the blindfold that they're using always says Mindfold on it. So I looked it up, and the Mindfold is just kind of like a sleep or relaxation mask that you can buy on Amazon for $14. So I did, and now I'm gonna figure out what the heck is going on. Behold, the Mindfold, the most powerful blindfold in the world. Truth be told, the Mindfold does seem like a pretty legitimate blindfold. Yeah, okay, so I can't see shit. In terms of how much light it lets in anyway. In terms of what it advertises being able to do, it is a little bit out there. Sleep, meditation, travel, training, sports, mind power, and whatever you can imagine. God damn, that's covering all their bases. They said mind power and then still took it a step further and was like, and anything else. I also got some materials for training. I got my favorite childhood book, Corduroy. I'm gonna try to read this while blindfolded. I got some construction paper for trying to perceive colors. I did accidentally buy perforated construction paper that has little shapes perforated into it. And I can tell you that with my eyes closed is a fish. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a circle. Maybe it's 2 circles? How did I do that? The first test I'm gonna do is just try to see if I can hold it around my head and see what color it is at all. Okay, let me try to focus on like being omnipresent. For some reason, my brain wants to say yellow. So let me take a look here. Okay. Jesus, dude. It's a bright light pointed at my eyes right here. Who put this light here, man? Right off the bat, I noticed that I do not have any sort of natural psychic ability. Purple. But another thing I noticed is that all of the kids in the Gaia show seem to wear their blindfolds so that their eyes are at the very bottom of it. So I decided to give that a shot, and that made things way easier. I can see very clearly. It's not just like a rim of light anymore. It's like I can fully see any type of paper you can hand me now. I can see like that's orange, that's freaking purple, that's freaking green. If this is what you can see normally, then this is basically what I could see with the blindfold on like this. And even when staring directly into the camera lens, you still can't even see my eyes. So now I guess with my eyes concealed, hopefully, let me see if I can read a little bit out of corduroy. Let's see, can Danny read? The watchman tucked corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator. He's got my man in a chokehold, dude. Who is this guy? If that is how these training schools work, that's actually insane. Like, these kids can fully see out of the mask. I can literally see everything up to here. So I could navigate an obstacle course, lickety split. It seems like this is pretty easy to fake, but I do owe it to the community of people that do this to at least try to figure out, like, is this possible to do legitimately? Can I train my brain to see without sight? Luckily, our boy Sean from earlier has actually written an entire book about the process of seeing without your eyes. It's called Mindsight, and I got it, and I read it, and I spent a week training. His recommendations were a little bit unorthodox at times. Sean actually recommends doing this practice while exposing as much skin as possible. Take your shirt off. Taking your shirt off is ideal if you're comfortable doing so. And he also kept reiterating that he actually doesn't even know how this works. There are multiple possibilities for how it works, but ultimately, you don't need to know how it happens in order to make it happen. But look, I know what you want, okay? You don't want me to just read the entire book to you. You don't want to see every single training session I ever did. You want to know, does this work? I spent the past week doing this. I read the whole freaking book by the face of this movement. So I think it's only appropriate to do one final session so you can see all the progress I've accumulated so far. Can Danny see without his eyes?
You're sharing a field now.
Seems like it's blue.
Wait, we are always connected with everything around us.
Orange. Blue.
How about the grilled chicken and sausage gumbo?
Purple? No! You know, at the end of the day, I actually don't feel too bad about not being able to figure it out because you know the guy that wrote that book, Sean McNamara? I found his YouTube channel where he has a video of him practicing this very same thing, and he also hasn't figured it out.
I haven't been working with this for very long, so I can't say that this technique of training yourself will 100% work for you.
This one's particularly dark yellow.
The guy who literally wrote the book on how to see without your eyes can't see without his eyes. But hey, if you want to get behind the wheel of a car and drive, you don't have to know how to drive. The worst part about that video is that it came out after the book came out.
This one's particularly dark.
This man really just made up a whole book, and I read it. That's awesome. So look, in this video, maybe I didn't learn how to move objects with my mind, and maybe I didn't learn how to see with my eyes closed, but I did come away from this with one strange experience. This weird, nagging feeling that there's about to be a package at my door.
Hello. I'm you, from the future.
Okay.
Since I read that book, I have continued to train my mind. I am now able to transcend not only physical touch and sight, but time itself.
Why are you crawling?
You have to act like a baby for it to work.
That's incredible. Mommy. You know, for a second, I thought this whole package at the door thing was gonna be a HelloFresh segment. It is. If you think being able to move objects with your mind would make your life easier, wait until you hear about today's sponsor, HelloFresh. HelloFresh takes the hassle out of mealtime by delivering pre-portioned ingredients and amazing recipes right to your door, which leaves you with a lot less time waiting in a checkout line and a lot more time doing stuff you enjoy, like hanging out in this beautiful warm weather that we're having this spring. HelloFresh ingredients are the good stuff, and you don't want to waste the good stuff. That's why they send you only exactly what you need, so you don't end up with a whole bunch of like one ingredient that you're never going to use just to follow one recipe. It's good for your wallet, and it's also good for the planet. HelloFresh's recipes are super easy to follow, even for someone who is not the most experienced chef like myself. Look at me preparing these delicious Santa Fe pork tacos. I find that their recipes are just complex enough that it's something I wouldn't know how to make on my own, but simple enough that I feel confident enough to make the entire recipe myself, no problem. And look at these tacos. These tacos are like better than something you could get in a restaurant. It only took 20 minutes to cook, and I've got no food waste. HelloFresh meals have a 31% lower carbon footprint than grocery store-bought meals. Plus, nearly all of HelloFresh's packaging is curbside recyclable in most of the US. So if you want to check out HelloFresh, then head on over to HelloFresh.com and use my code TrulyGreg50 for 50% off, plus your first box ships for free. That's HelloFresh.com, use my code TrulyGreg50 for 50% off, and your first box ships free. Thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out HelloFresh.
That's awesome. Kind of rude of you to eat the entire thing right in front of me, but I get the idea.
I must return to my time.
Oh yeah, you probably shouldn't stay too long. We don't want you to damage the space-time continuum, so.
No, that's not why.
Okay.
I just have other shit to do.
Okay.
Goodbye, and good luck.
Are you okay? Ah!